Radical.
Welcome to Flea Market Stories, documenting one man's journey into the world of flea marketing. I'm going to skip a whole lot of stuff and kind of get to the nitty-gritty of both of these days. Saturday was the worst sales day I think I had ever had. I'm talking about $12. Now, it was a little cold, not so much, but it rained, but not until 12. The sun came out and stayed out, and I usually don't leave there till 3, so I was wondering where the hell everyone was. And one reason there was low sales is because there wasn't a lot of people there. But $12? I was just sitting there, just flabbergasted. You should have saw my spread that day. It always looks nice. Always have a nice spread. $12. When you want to know where those $12 came from? Well, $2. Hell if I know, I can't remember. But $10, and this is one high point of the day, was from CD sales, and it was to one person. I think it was a combo, a triple combo, and I tell them 3 or more is a deal, but you know what? I'm just going to change that for this one particular customer, and not because she's incredibly attractive, has nothing to do with it. Anything more than one, a discount for more than one. What she got was, and she's mostly into rock music, she got Panic at the Disco, which I listened to it. I didn't think I'd actually like it as much as I did. It's pretty good music, for what it is. I don't discriminate between genres of music. I don't know what genre Panic at the Disco is, but it was pretty good, And then the other one was, I know what the one was. Panic at the Disco. Hell, this is where I should take fucking notes, right? The one big one was Sublime Gold. It's Panic at the Disco, and then something, and then Sublime Gold. Forgive me, I don't know what the other one is. But she was really happy to get the Sublime Gold. I had $10 on the Sublime Gold. The other two, $4 and $5. So that's a pretty good discount I gave this person. And the Sublime Gold was 2 discs. That's why I charged $10 for that. That was on Saturday. And, of course, there's the situation to where I'm starting to slow down the one guy that keeps bringing me stuff. And my strategy is, when he brings me stuff, normally I would get the money and give him for the stuff if it, met my criteria. But now, because sales are slower, I tell him, I got money. I mean, I could afford to get what he has, but I'm playing like I don't have a lot of money. So that's what I'm playing like. So I say, well, you know what? I mean, I would love to get that. But then he pushes and he says well, you just hold on to it and pay me when you can. Okay. The guy just wants to get rid of stuff like a long box of comics. I counted there's 255 comics in there, all bagged and boarded. Not anything crazy old or really valuable, but still with the box, worth $125, I would say, with the white box, which I can use to display them. I told him, just bear with me, and I bring him a lot of foodstuffs, foods that I get, and I just, don't have issues eating and whatnot. And there was some other stuff. What was there? Can't remember. A lot of free stuff, basically. A lot of little trinkets, doodads, what have you, things that basically wouldn't fit into my media setup. There was one thing that was might be valuable, is like a kickstand for a football, something like that. So I'm going to continue to bring him free items every Saturday. So he's always going to have a box of free stuff. And I say, maybe it's something you can use yourself, maybe it's something you can sell. But, every Saturday I have a little box of stuff to give you. And then food to give him. Okay. And I haven't paid him any of the $125 yet. So what I'm going to do is give him payments slowly, $25 starting this weekend. And it's not completely a lie because, I've had a lot of work done on the vehicle. So I say, hey, you know what? You should see the bills of all the car work I've done this week. And it's been slow there, which is also not a lie. It's been a little bit slow. So he'll see it this Saturday. It's supposed to be very, very cold. But that's my strategy for dealing with that one. Because he seems to be really pushy on pushing me onto things to buy. So basically, I'm just holding on to stuff that he gave me and paying him in payments. And there's no reason for him to push anything else onto me because I still owe him for the other stuff. See, that's probably a good strategy. No more on that, I think. I just covered that right there for the Saturday. On the Sunday, I got to get better. I got to start dedicating myself to going to sleep earlier. I do. I really, really do. And I really need to this weekend also because I'm running overtime at the regular job and I'm working Saturday. So this is going to be hellish. I mean, I like the overtime at the main job, but this is going to be fucking hellish this weekend. So I might barely get a show off Saturdays up, but maybe I might not be able to upload for a while after that. So this is again going to be a hellish weekend for me. So it'll take everything, all my concentration to get everything set up at the flea market and everything at the main job. But this day, I barely made it there. I think 1 or 2 minutes before when I needed to set up. I'm always there right before a certain time. Only this time was a little bit different. I was backing up. I was eating my Bojangles, and I saw somebody behind the car. I thought maybe it's somebody that's a customer that's waiting to get something. And I'll tell them like I'll be right out. But no, it was my assistant. I've told you all about my assistant that helps me with lots of game sales. At first, he was there for maybe 30 minutes to an hour because his mother would bring him there. But now he drives. Now he even works. He has a job now, but he doesn't work on Sundays. So I think he's always going to be there on Sundays. And at first it was kind of annoying because, I'm like a one person kind of, I sell things myself. Someone else there usually is like a distraction, but I think it's actually a perfect fit. An assistant there is a perfect fit. And I'll tell you many reasons why this person is probably going to work for me as an assistant. He was just there. It was so crazy. He was there. He's like, hey, like he was showing up for work or something. I was thinking, I hope this motherfucker don't expect me to start giving him money because I'm not going to start giving him money even though he's helping because that's going to cut into my profits. Now, I mean, I might buy some things from him specifically if they're nice stuff. I'll prioritize because he's there helping me. But no, I'm not paying this dude like a salary. Like, what's he going to expect? $10 an hour to be there and help me? I'm like, man, some days I only make $12 an hour on a slow, rainy day. But there is a table to the left of me, and he came up, and he said the guy to the left was talking a little bit of shit about how, not really in a way to where he's friendly, but talking a little junk and I don't even know if he was. I don't think he was because he's a really nice guy. But he was saying something about me needing to get my table set up there, because he was helping me set up. He was already there, so I was like, hey, you want to help me set up? Yeah, why not? He's there. So the faster I get things set up, the quicker he can get to playing video games. Oh, right? That's what I'm thinking. Otherwise, I'm like, what the hell is this guy doing here? I'm just asking myself, why is he here right when I'm there? Does he have nowhere else to be? Now it's not just he's being brought by his parents there, but he's showing up there. So to him, I'm like, my booth is like a big video game attraction. Even though I don't have the latest, greatest video game stuff, I'm like, really? But anyways, the guy, he said to me that the guy said, I forget how he said it, but he said, you need to be here sooner to get your stuff set up or something like that. To which, I could have confronted the guy, but I'm not because he's mostly a friendly guy. I could have said hey, mind your own fucking business. If I have this Asian kid help me out, then I'll have the Asian kid help me out. But no, I'm not going to because, I don't want to make any weird waves there because they're permanent there and they could go to the office and they could make complaints about me and I don't want that. They've been there selling probably a lot longer than I have and I'm kind of like the new kid on the block there. New kid on the block for the most part, because I've only been there a year or something. There's people who's been there at that flea market for 15, 20, 25 years. So I don't want to make any waves. So he helped me in several ways. And I was just kind of shocked that he was there. And I'm thinking I kept trying to figure out what's he doing here? What's the angle? Now, of course, there's a couple things he gave me to sell, like a phone case here or there, but there's got to be some reason he's here. I don't really understand it. Other than, like, am I just that charismatic of a person to be around? I barely knew this dude. Am I just like that? Maybe I am. I'm not sure. Maybe he likes to talk to somebody about video games. I know a good bit about video games. So maybe he just likes playing 360 all day. It doesn't make sense because he has a Switch and he has a PC also. So I don't really get it, but I'm thankful it's a blessing because on that day, he was very, very, very helpful in several different respects. There was two deals I want to talk about, 2 game deals on that day. And one was I sold the Luigi's Mansion that I acquired on the GameCube that was complete in box, and also the Pikmin, which was complete in box. Now, this was a collector, and he texted me, he would want both of those for a good deal, and I let them both go for $70. And he was fine with that. You might say, $70 is a little bit low for Luigi's Mansion and Pikmin, complete in box. You might be right on that. But I will say that I got those and a lot of other games for $60. So it's a situation where I'm kind of like passing on the savings onto this guy. I didn't tell him how much I acquired them for, but 70 was fair between what I acquired them for and probably the maximum that I could get from them. I found out there's a guy that came by. Well, there's something else I want to squeeze in here also. There's a guy that came by and he wanted an Xbox, the Green Dot. And the Green Dot Xbox was something I acquired in this deal. And they plugged it in, which is, correct me if I'm wrong, the original Xbox, is the power supply on the inside or the outside? Because we had a PlayStation plug, the typical plug for all the PlayStations. We plugged it in, and it got a yellow and then green. It went green to like orangish yellow, and then back and forth. Now, does that mean there's some issue with the capacitor? He thinks it's the capacitor. He's opened Xboxes before, he's worked on them, and he says it's probably the capacitor. And then the dude don't understand, like, for me, the value of an old Xbox, an original Xbox, is not that high. He's talking about all these people that you can take to and fix the Xbox and whatnot. And I'm thinking, like, how much is it going to cost me to fix an original Xbox and to go into the capacitor with 60, 70, 80 bucks? Hell no. That's trash. I can get one of those on, Goodwill.com for like probably 30. So it would be a waste of time and money when I could just get another one. Now, some of you might get angry if you're a video game preservationist and you don't like anyone throwing anything away, but hey, I hate to break it to you, but not every game console needs to be saved if it's a waste of money. All right, we're not talking about a rare holy grail console. We're talking about an original Xbox here. So that guy bought some metal CDs. I have two main people that are buying metal CDs, and I'm trying to figure out how to actually divvy between the two. And the one is an incredibly attractive female. So I'm sorry, I'm going to hold back some metal that I think she would like. And if she doesn't like it, then that's when I'm going to show him the metal CDs. What did he get? I had $5 on each one. Green Day, not Dookie, not Basket Case. It was the one with a girl on the cover. It's white background with a girl on the cover, that CD. And also a classic CD, Offspring Smash. And that one has You Gotta Keep Them Separated and some other great ones. I thought about briefly keeping that CD. That's sometimes one comes across and I'm like, I got to keep that. That's how I am with Carlos Santana's. There's Supernatural and in another one where he has like, all the guest stars on that. And I really want to save those and everything. Otherwise, I charge $10 for those because that's what it would take for me to release them. And then you might have people coming by saying like, damn, $10 CDs. So unless it's like a 2-disc set like the Sublime Gold and I can justify it, I don't charge any more than $5 on the CDs. Here's something great. This guy is so nice. He's so nice, man.
he thanked me for selling him those CDs. And for a moment, I thought to myself, you know what? Maybe I'll give this guy first crack at the metal CDs. But then I thought about, the hot chick that usually comes in the metal corset, and then I thought no. So yeah, sorry, not sorry. I mean, he just doesn't have things that sway me in certain ways. Lastly, I'll think about editing that out. Nope, no time for editing. I had a heck of a cold that's just come on for some reason. I don't know what it is. Lastly, they said they would be back. Remember last week I talked about a low baller that wanted to lowball me to $50 on one of those Xbox 360s? Well, they came back, and they didn't lowball me this time. The Hispanic population, they love the 360s. I had one 360 set up in a package, and I'm trying to rethink my packages now because, I have it set up. I have, a little index card, I have the serial number, all fancy and whatnot. But you know what? It's not fancy if your customers don't fucking know English and they can't read the cards. So what am I going to do? You know what? If this guy can write in Spanish, my assistant, he knows Spanish. I'll get to that in a moment. His Spanish is reasonably, that alone is, come on. An assistant that speaks Spanish at a flea market, my goodness, that is such an incredible asset. Other than the fact he knows a lot about video games, specifically Nintendo games, I don't know much about the Nintendo stuff. He is such an asset in several different ways. But the biggest asset he is a translator. And this guy, he wanted to test out the $70 system. I was like, okay. So I take out the system, I put it on the TV, switch out one game console, and I test out it. But right away, he wants nothing to do with Tiger Woods golf. He asks if he can switch out Tiger Woods with the FIFA. I'm thinking to myself, okay, all right, price this thing down to $70. With the idea being, it's a deal, and I'm going to put a hockey game or a Tiger Woods game with it. But he's not having it. He wants a FIFA. So I'm like, okay, it's been a slow day. I got a good bit of FIFAs. I had an acquisition. I have a lot of FIFAs, so I can spare the FIFAs. But I really want to attach it with Tiger Woods golf because I maybe sold one Tiger Woods golf. I've sold 0 hockey games. Nobody wants the hockey games. So I do that. I switch that out for him. He wants it with a, let's see here. Does he get the second controller? 70, I think he had the second controller, the FIFA, and then the Halo 4. Then there seemed like there was one thing else, an HDMI cable? No, it was an AV out. There's no HDMI cable there. I can't remember the exact amount, but everything he wanted came out to be, no, it was one controller. Everything he wanted came out to be under $100, $95. And then Halo 4 was thrown into that for $95. So great customer service from me. I think I went above and beyond. If you can get yourself an Xbox 360 that works with a controller and a hookup cable and FIFA and Halo 4, man, that is a damn good deal. Damn good deal, I will say. Backed with a month warranty. Yeah, it's a damn good deal. I mean, who are you kidding? On an original Xbox? A 1-day warranty on an original Xbox is something, right? I told him it covers against red rings, but he's probably looking around like, red ring? Oh, I don't know. I red ring it? It's basically, I think I'm selling a lot of these to people that don't know a lot about the video games. They might hear about the Halo or the Forza, but they don't know a lot about video games, but they just know what they like. And they hear about Halo, they hear about Forza, they hear about FIFA, and they want to try these games out. And it's a low-cost way for them to try those out. One thing I don't like about Halo 4 is the fact that there's an opening cutscene that's like 5-10 minutes long So it's awkward because he's waiting to get into the game to test out the controller and all that and whatnot. And then you have to keep them entertained, which again, the assistant comes into play because I'm telling the assistant things to tell him and he's asking questions. Without that, it would just be me looking at him in dead silence without the assistant there. What a blessing this assistant was that day. Now, he wanted Halo Reach. I usually have some copies of Halo Reach, but I don't have any right now. So I ordered Halo Reach for, I think, $9 online. Not worried because I'm going to get $20 for that. Not worried at all about that. So what do you think? I have this assistant now, and last week, because he helped me, I gave him a loose copy of Red Dead Redemption. Because he's like, Red Dead Redemption. I've always wanted to play that. Or no, not even always wanted to play that. Maybe he didn't play it. He said something like that or whatnot. I said, well, guess what? Now you can play that. And I handed it to him. And he's like, really? I'm like, yeah, really. You know. I made him promise also that I would do one thing for him. Not pay him any money for helping me out. Not give him any games. But there's a service that I can do other than the disc cleaning, basically almost for free. Doesn't take me anything but a little bit of time. And what is it that I showed you all on Show Off Saturday 2 times that I could do when it comes to Xbox 360? I can fix those stuck trays. They usually stick on the original, the arcades, the elites, the cores. They usually stick on those. And my method, I told him, like, yeah, I have a certain method, takes a little time and everything, but he has 2 where they're sticking. I said, you bring those to me next week, I'll take them home, and a week back, I'll have you 2 that are working.